Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Thornburg, and I'm one of the social studies teachers here at East Lincoln High School. You may have seen me in the hallway as you're passing the upstairs of the two-story. And if you're new to East Lincoln High School, I want to welcome you, give you a big Mustang welcome to the school. So today we're going to talk about the social studies classes that you take your sophomore or 10th grade year. What are we looking for? What do you have to do? And why should you take these social studies classes, right? Well, why should you take a social studies class? Well, while you might like your math or science class, and they are good classes, they're important, and they can tell you how to make a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Your social studies classes, right, are going to tell you maybe why that social studies class, why that idea is not a good one, right, to make a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Maybe fun, but maybe not for everybody. Anyway, so what classes do we have going into social studies for 10th graders for your second year of high school? Well, social studies for 10th grade is what we call the founding principles class. You may hear it from other teachers called civics or civics literacy or civic literacy. They're all the same thing, right? So in 10th grade, we take this class, founding principles, and what we do is we look at the foundations of the U.S. and North Carolina government. So we start with a little bit of colonial history. We look at who make what kind of people, who are the people who make up the United States, what values we have. We're going to look at the basis for our democracy. Where do we as come from as citizens of the United States? What the history is of our country in terms of government? We're going to look at really intensely at the U.S. Constitution. We're going to look at the role of Congress, right, the legislative branch, and the role of the president. We're going to look at the role of the court system and how do all these things play into our lives. Then we're going to look at like how a bill becomes a law. We do projects based on all these things. Then we do the same thing with North Carolina. Then we look at politics and we look at what political party fits you, right? What ideas and all are okay, right? So it's an open ended sort of question there for you. And we look at presidential elections and congressional elections and local elections. Then we also talk a little bit about the legal system, right? And sort of how the basic law works, the court system work in our country. So that's sort of what the course does. So how do we go about doing that? How do we go about checking that box, doing what we need to do for 10th grade? Well, there are three levels of classes that you can take. Level one is what we call founding principles or civics literacy. And it is a standard regular level class, right? So you're going to come in class, you're going to do your work. Nothing wrong with that class. Good, solid class to get you going to learn everything you need. If you are ready to push yourself a little bit more, maybe you sat there as a ninth grader and said, you know what, I'm good enough. I can go a little bit beyond, right? I can do more with myself, and I want to achieve a little bit more. You can take this what we call founding principles honors, right? You can take that civics honors class. So you're going to do some more work. We're going to do some case studies. We're going to do a little bit more in-depth process of how a bill becomes a law and what Congress does. Then again, if you're ready to, as you did found out your freshman year with AP World History, if you're really ready to challenge yourself and push yourself, you can take AP Government and Politics. Now, previously you had to do civics first and then AP Gov, but not anymore. If you want to go straight into AP Gov, AP Government and Politics, this will count for your civics credit, right? For that box that we need to check to move on to the 11th grade. So those are the three courses, basic level courses, just like AP World History. If you take AP Government and Politics and you do well enough on the test at the end of the school year, you have the potential to earn college credit, right? So those of you may be looking at going into a 2-year or 4-year school, this could be a really good thing. Get some of those basic level credits out of the way before you actually go and spend money on them at a college or a community college or university. But we do have other classes, right? Other than those that we have to take our sophomore year. And you've probably seen some of those. You may have actually been in some of those classes already. So, what classes can you take as a sophomore that are electives? You can take military history, current events, law and justice. Then we also offer sociology, psychology. So, if you're interested in how the human mind works and how we react and why we do things as human beings, this could be a really great class. That then translates into AP psychology. Really a great class if you want to understand how the human brain works and what motivates us and how we operate in relationship to each other. And then we also have human geography, AP Human Geo. AP Human Geography is going to simply look at where do humans live and how do we move about the world, right? What motivates us to move, what motivates how we live based on where we live, right? The geography of where we live. So once again, we have the basic class, right? These are the extras, and these classes are the basis. So your sophomore year, you're going to have to take civics or founding principles, and you can do that through the regular standard class or through the honors, or if you're really ready to push yourself. Sorry about that. Really ready to push yourself, that AP Gov class as we come in there. Anyway, if you have any questions, you're at the high school, you're more than welcome to stop by and see me. I'll be glad to try to help you with any questions that I can, or you can talk to your guidance counselors or your current or previous social studies teacher here at this high school. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a great day. I look forward to seeing you next year as a sophomore at East Lincoln High School. Have a good one, folks.